What is going on, everybody? Depraved Slash here.
Hello.
We're back with the Pound and Slash Marvel Media Podcast.
I am Pounds.
And I'm Slash.
This is the Depraved Slasher. We're penis.
So this is an interesting week, y'all. So we did not have anything pop off last week on the channel because me and Kat were on vacation.
They left me.
We abandoned
cried.
Ralph. He came by and fed our cat for us because he's awesome.
And the cat headbutted me like crazy. I mean, I know it was normal, but it's like when the cat just get a lot of affection for so long, it's like meow, bam. I'm like, okay. Even when I'm trying to like relax, like and sleep, like sometimes I was like trying to like sleep on a little small, nothing, the couch thing right there, and she's like meow, 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 bam. I'm like, all right, I was awake. Right. You thought it was bullshit. I was actually awake the entire time. Also, I'd like to apologize. Last week I was a little woozy. I gotta give it to this man for keeping it going because he was looking dead to my fucking soul. He was like, so, and he looked like,
wake up, Ralph.
Right, like literally, how we like looking now. I was like, hey. So I'm a little up, just a little bit.
Now this week has also been interesting because of the vacation. I got a day late started on everything.
Right.
And so I actually didn't even finish watching the very last episode of the show until this morning.
Oh yeah, I finished it. I watched it twice. I'm okay. It was okay episodes. But
now I will give the show props, and we'll get into it once we start actually talking about the episodes. This week was way better than last week's episodes.
Yeah, it kind of went up. Not as much, but it went up a little bit.
Last week was rough. I don't know what it was about those episodes, but
it was like in the middle. So they're like middle episodes, and really some of them were like just fillers, and who cares? And yeah.
This whole show's a filler.
That is so true.
Now, so with that being said, we're back. So Ralph, do your thing and give us the news, good sir.
Well, we're just gonna start things off. Like I said, you already knew about this one. We have Dakota Johnson, who 50 Shades of Grey, a Bad Day at the El Royale. She's playing Madam Spider. And I guess in an upcoming Spider-Man series?
No, it's a Madam Spider movie.
Oh, it's my okay. I didn't know where the time.
Yeah, they'd been talking about making this movie for almost 2 years now. It's good that they're finally moving forward and getting people cast for it.
Right.
Here's the thing about Madam Web. She's notorious for bringing Spider-Man from other universes.
That's what I'm saying. Like
into the movie. So I don't know what the hell they're going to do there.
Once again, this is Sony just trying to hang on, man. They're really trying to hang on. They said we got we got the Spider-Man, this animated series movie thing. They're trying to get their live action shit, which is failing. But that's not the point. They're trying to hang on, man. They don't want to give the rights to Disney because they know if they give the rights to Disney, that's it. Mickey Mouse owns everything. Literally owns everything.
They should. It's for Marvel. They own Marvel.
They're like Sony's like a divorced children. They're co-parenting.
See, I wish Sony would sell the Marvel property back to Disney.
Yeah.
With like maybe have a stipulation where it's like we still keep the rights to video game stuff.
Right, they can still make video games and shit. I mean, if that's what they want to do, because right now they're trying to do this Craven shit. They still want a Black Cat, Silver Sable shit, and I'm like, what are we doing?
I don't want none of your shit.
Right, I don't want none of this shit. They got a Morbius thing, and I'm like, I swear, every time I look at that trailer, I'm just like.
Right.
Like I die inside, and people on the comments on YouTube, they're like, "Yeah, this Morbius is good." I'm like, first of all, they ain't no Blade, they ain't no goddamn Spider. Right? Like, yo, I try to be. You see, I'm more calm. This man will try to keep it normal. I try to like keep myself calm because I get so pissed off with people. It's like, bro, this is ass. Like, why do you want to see this shit for? This is booty. But yeah,
Marvel. Disney Marvel also just, for as far as casting goes, hired some lady. They won't say what her role is yet. I don't know who she was. Fuck, never mind. Go ahead.
No.
I just don't remember who it is.
Oh, okay. I was like, no. I like to ask my co-host, like, hey, what do you got? You got any news too? I mean, I got some news too, but I always gotta ask, like, if anything you got to share, hey, be along, share with the cast, man. The next thing we got is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It's the finale of the version of the team, says by James Gunn. The new comics also show the new potential Guardians of the Galaxy look like, which stars. It looks like like a Hulk-ish type character. So it's like a new group altogether. So like Volume 3 will be like the finale before you get a new group. So like Adam Warlock might be part of the new Guardians coming in. So, what do you think about that, man? That this is going to be the finale of... Which we knew about Drax and all that, but they're saying this could be the finale for all of these characters from the Volume 3.
We'll see.
We'll see? You think,
Chris Pratt likes money. I mean, that'd be cool if Chris Pratt ever came back.
Oh, see, I knew it. It's like, I'll be cool. Chris Pratt just don't come back. I was like, wait a minute. Unfortunately, I'm the complete opposite. I would be cool if Chris Pratt does come back. I don't give a shit, you know. Let's see what that happens. The next thing we also got is that She-Hulk star Tim Roth has confirmed that Abomination's human form will appear in Disney Plus series.
Nice.
So we get to see Tim Roth in his human form.
Probably in She-Hulk.
Right, yeah, She-Hulk series, my bad. Yep, my bad, not the Abomination series. In the She-Hulk series, Abomination will be in his human form.
Apparently Tom Holland wants to see Andrew Garfield return for The Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Yes, they are. Yeah, I was going to bring that. That's my next thing I was going to bring up. Like, well, because like you said, compared to Tobey Maguire, which his story was I mean, we wouldn't mind seeing Spider-Man 4. Andrew Garfield did kind of, like you said, got screwed in the whole Sony and Marvel divorce. I'm going to call it divorce. It's pretty much a divorce. Like some of my family members are like, why would they want to do this for it? Because we already got Spider-Man. I say, yeah, but Sony wants to. Who knows? Sony probably wants to get their own version of Spider-Man. Like I say, Andrew Garfield, like I said, will fit the bill with what's going on right now because it looks like it's a more darker tone and all that crap to it. So, the next thing we also got, and you knew about this one, Channing Tatum is saying, please, I want to come back as Gambit to the cancel X-Men. He said, I wouldn't mind. Let me do this. And I'm like, sure, I guess. Like, I can't read quick. Anyway, I'm like, because he's been on Twitter and the news lately. They've been asking him, because, you know, his movie with the dog coming out, you know, whatever the movie they got with this, I forgot the movie title, but they've been asking him, like, since X-Men's with Marvel, had they came and, you know, talking, like, you know, come in talks with you about whether or not if you want to play Gambit in this X-Men series, and he said, no, they actually haven't. You know, like, they've been asking him, since, you know, it's funny, and here's the thing, this is kind of fucked up in a way, because they're like, you think you're supposed to be discussing the movie, and they're like, yo, what about Marvel? It's like, because, like, Andrew Garfield, he was doing a movie, and they were asking, what about Spider-Man? It's like, they're here to discuss the movie that they're in. They're not here to... I just feel like I would hate that. Like, just that part right there. It's like, well, what about Deadpool 5? Are you in Deadpool 5 or 4 or whatever? It's like, well, I'm in this movie here, though, if you want to watch me. You know, I'm here with this amazing cast and shit.
Well, if you think about it, though, it's a testament to how well Marvel's done.
Right.
Because before, nobody cared.
Right, especially the first. You're like, what's Iron Man? It's like, oh, okay.
And then, I mean, even about just Marvel movies in general. I mean, yeah, us nerds cared. Like, we got, you know, some great Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. A couple of them, at least.
Right. We got some Bryan Singer X-Men movies here and there.
We got some good X-Men movies, right. And Wolverine.
X-Men Origins
was hit or miss. But they didn't go around asking people, hey, are you going to be in the next X-Men? Are you going to be in the next so-and-so?
Right.
Like, it just wasn't a big thing, but ever since Iron Man 1, once they started developing this huge universe,
and people, it
has popped off, and people genuinely want to know what's going on. And it's to the point where it's even people that aren't even comic fans.
Right.
Just people in general.
Shit. They're literally like, hey, are you in this?
It's great to see, but I wish y'all would chill the fuck out.
Right, like it's like they keep asking for, like, that's what I want to say. Like, maybe if they would just calm down, because right now they're like, yo, are you part of this? Are you in this? What's going on? I thought I saw a picture of you over here with Doctor Strange. It's like, that looks filtered as fuck, dude.
Right.
But it's just one of them things. It's like, dang, they're like the New England Patriots. It's like, fuck the movie. I don't care about your movie. It's like, wait, but I took the time in making this movie. It's like with I guarantee you, after Lightyear comes out, when Chris Evans is getting an interview about the Buzz Lightyear movie, they're gonna be like, so are you coming back for Captain America? What? Let's go catch him off guard. I swear to God. Bitch. You said what?
Coming back as the Human Torch.
As the Human Torch?
Fuck Captain America.
For about maybe 5 minutes.
Flame on.
Flame on. And then you'll get the black one, Fan 4 stick. That's it. Michael B. Jordan. That's where the role is. They're gonna put him in that one. Hey, watch you get breaking news. Michael B. Jordan confirmed to be in Secret Wars. You know what he's gonna be, bro. They confirmed that Kevin Feige said they want Johnny Blaze and I think it was Human Torch, but they want Johnny Blaze to come back. They want Nicolas Cage, so you know Kevin Feige talks about it. You know that could possibly be a reality.
Yeah, please don't.
Anyway, the next thing we also had is that we got 7 new official promo posters revealing a fresh look at Scarlet Witch from the Doctor Strange 2, of course, and somebody named Rentra, this little character here. No clue, but I guess he's part of Marvel. It's like, you know, well, this looks cool too. I like the new, just like, you know, new posters and stuff of Doctor Strange. You know, him doing his thing, you know, and whatnot. And
yeah, posters don't get me excited.
Posters always get you excited.
Not me.
Always, no. And I think, and we got two big major things before I end it. We have Armor Wars Disney Plus reportedly set to begin filming in October or November to this year, and Loki season 2 has now begun filming summer in the UK.
I'm sorry, I'm excited. That's more Don Cheadle.
Yeah, that's Don Cheadle, man.
I love Don Cheadle.
That's it. So that's all I got.
He's such
we got
a better
those two
roadie
there.
than that other asshat.
And it's so funny. It's funny because now that Marvel, it's like going back to what you were talking about with actors and whatnot. They're like, so Terrence Howard, do you still feel like you've been robbed from this? And like they asking this 20 years ago, like, what the hell? Like, bro,
I still absolutely love, dude. What was it? Was it Civil War?
Yeah. Well,
one of them. It was at the very end when fucking Stan Lee comes in.
Yeah, that was the Civil War. He said Stank.
He's like, I'm looking for
Tony Stank.
Tony Stank. He's like,
that's
this
him.
is Tony Stank.
He said I ain't never letting that go.
I'm never letting that go. Tony Stank, please come to the office.
And then, of course, Loki season 2 is filming in the summer, so we got some shit going on. I can't wait, bro. It's gonna be.
I'll be more excited once it's getting closer to being out. Like me right now,
it's Moon Knight.
I may not seem excited for it because I'm not like, oh my god. But like Moon Knight, we're like less than a month away from it starting. A little over a month.
It's like March 30th.
It's the end of the March.
So yeah, about a month. Yeah.
So we're getting Moon Knight. And hopefully not too far behind that, we'll get She-Hulk.
Right, then.
And then maybe Miss Marvel.
We know if you forgot about Morbius. You forgot about that.
Like I said, I'm excited for She-Hulk.
You don't want to... That's why the birds are acting up.
Hey, call me tits.
And that's why the birds act up. I brought up Morbius. They said, what the fuck? Hey, I like how Nick just said, I'm excited for She-Hulk, Moon Knight. Not Morbius, I'm excited for She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Ralph. I gotta keep repeating myself, like, not Morbius? I am Venom?
Speaking of not excited.
Oh, shit. But that's all news I got. Just, we got 2 things filming. We got Armor Wars finally getting started, which, thank you. Let's get some Punisher. No, I'm just kidding. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, what if he's in there, bro? Because remember, that was rumored.
Yeah,
last year that he was caught on the set of it though, that he was, because in with what was going on at the end of Falcon
but if they're not filming until October, then he wasn't caught on set.
Listen here, you.
Just saying.
I know.
All right,
just roll with it, man. John Berthal's in the movie. Oh, and if you're horror fans, Goosebumps is making a series. That's all I got. Keep going. Goosebumps making a series.
All right.
Disney Plus. Fuck you.
So.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with Marvel. Thanks, Ralph.
It does. No, I don't care.
Super excited to bring you this week's episode, and by super excited, I mean it was okay.
Right, it was a mess. What you mean?
We're covering the next 6 episodes of the Superhero Squad show.
Yeah, this lovely dude picked from the box.
Hey, look, at least we're getting out of the way. So, right. This is going to be episodes 15 through 20.
Right, we're almost there. Next week will be
finale. 21 through 26.
Oh, it ain't season 1 yet? I thought we'd be at the end of season 1.
That is in season 1.
Okay, I didn't know if we were. I was like, well, it should be.
So Ralph will get to pick something next week. That would have been this week, or actually last week, had we not missed 2 weeks. But, you know, shit happens.
Shit always happens.
But yeah, now, like I said earlier, this week was at least better than last week, or the last episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So again, the show ran, this season specifically ran from September 14th, 2009 to February 20th, 2010. 26 total episodes. Still way more than any fucking show like this needed.
Right? Like Jesus.
But we're going to go ahead and jump into this. So the first one we're going to talk about is episode 15. This was called Invader from the Dark Dimension. So our heroes start off heading towards a statue of the mayor that holds a fractal. Upon arrival, Iron Man is pulled into the Dark Dimension where Mordo takes over his body. He leaves the Dark Dimension and takes control of the minds of a few heroes and a few villains. Our heroes team with Doctor Doom to end up fighting against the Iron Menace, and Doctor Strange pulls him back into the Dark Dimension. He gives Tony his body back, and Mordo gets banished.
This episode was weird because I was
Thor.
like, wouldn't you want to go to get Doctor Strange for this shit at the beginning?
Right.
Instead of teaming up with the villain, but anyway.
And then it ends with Thor being madly in love with Valkyrie.
It was, yo, bro, it was kind of weird. He's like, yo, he wants some Valkyrie that day. He said, yo, I'm like, yo, bro, you can't do it.
The more I watch this show, the more
right.
Thor becomes my favorite character.
Right? Because he's really like, I'm not saying he wanted to, well, actually, he probably wanted to pounce on that, actually. Anyway, I'm a particular man. I want that Valkyrie. Like,
so it's one of those things, it was an interesting episode. I only gave it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, if I would say I gave it 5 too.
It was alright. It gets better this week. It did not start off right, though. I watched that first episode a couple weeks ago, and then I was like, ah, shit.
I mean, it does get better. I'm not saying it's not. How about this? It doesn't get worse, but it does get better. It's like in between. It's like, you know. How about this? Like I said, it's better than last week. So, and I do agree. These episodes are a lot better than last week, but it's not saying much. So,
all right.
What else can you do?
Right. So then, episode 16 is called Tales of Suspense, which is always fun when they take a comic.
Right. I like that one. They get that one. I like that. Tales of Suspense.
We start off with what appears to be Iron Man robbing a bank. Iron Man has then subsequently kicked off the superhero squad. As a background story, we're also getting Wolverine and Reptile facing off against MODOK and Abomination in a game of golf.
Sure.
We then find out that Crimson Dynamo and Melter work together to set Tony up while working for Doom. Iron Man teams back up with War Machine. The Iron Men lose to Doom and crew. And Abomination picks up a fractal, turning into a second MODOK.
That was interesting. Like Abomination MODOK. That was a
As the Iron Men are about to be melted, Iron Man sends off a flare, and Silver Surfer and Thor come to their aid. The golf game is a winner-take-the-fractal game now. The Iron Hero stopped Doom's lava scheme, but in turn pushes the lava to the golf course, allowing MODOK to run off with the fractal. Iron Man, however, does get brought back on the team because they realized that they were wrong. I actually really enjoyed this episode.
I gave it a 6.
I gave it a 7, and I think a big part of why I enjoyed it so much was I actually really did like the golf game that was going on because Wolverine was getting super pissed off. Like, there was one part where he slices.
Yep.
And MODOK talks mad shit. He's like, oh, I guess, you'd be a master at slicing.
Right.
And I'm just like, MODOK, you're barking up the wrong tree.
I thought, it would have got probably like an 8 if Wolverine just went and said, okay, bub, bam, he just lunges at his ass, like, and you see everybody else like, now you see, this is why, this would have been a lesson. Don't fuck with the Wolverine. All right, the best lesson ever, guys.
We learned that later, too.
Exactly.
In a later episode.
We learned that in later episodes, man. Yep.
Episode 17 is called Stranger from a Savage Land.
Yep.
Some guy seems to have captured Zabu, which is a saber-toothed tiger from the Savage Land, and is keeping him in the zoo. And Zabu is wearing a star quartz necklace. Doom sees this and wants the tiger caught because he can use the necklace to put the fractal sword back together. Meanwhile, Kazar is in the city looking for his pet. Kazar is also from the Savage Land. He basically is Marvel's Tarzan.
Yeah, he got the whole like barbaric look on him. Yep, with yellow hair.
Right. We usually call that blonde, by the way. So then Kazar is fucking shit up when our heroes show up, and he tells them that he's after they have a quick little fight amongst each other. He tells them that he's looking for his pet tiger. They make it to the zoo, and the tiger is actually missing. And it turns out the Record Toad, Sabretooth, and somebody else, I couldn't remember what the dude's name was, had actually captured the tiger. Our heroes then find all of them at the construction site. So at the construction site, they get the tiger chained to a rafter, they being Sabretooth.
Right.
He breaks free and saves Kazar. Doom steals the necklace, and our heroes call Cap for help. Cap jumps off of the pterodactyl and slams his shield into the helicopter, and its essence mixed with the essence of the necklace and caused the helicopter and Doom's armor to melt. Doom gives up the necklace and makes a quick escape because that was kind of the agreement so that, he wouldn't be running around nude because he was wearing an iron thong, which is exactly what they said, by the way.
Right. I was like, I thought he was going to just die. But this is a kid's show. I was like, bruh, did they just milk this dude to death? Like, bro, what happened?
Zabu ends up on top of the very top rafter because being a cat, that's what they do. She's usually up there.
Yeah, all the way up in the refrigerator, too.
They like high spots. And he doesn't come down until offered a can of tuna. At that point, Kazar agrees to trade the necklace for some metal and Americanized underpants.
Of course.
instead of so he wouldn't run around in a loincloth. I gave this one a 7 as well.
I gave it a 6.
It would have been a 6, but them making Zabu a cat and acting like a cat kind of got me excited.
What really saved if I dropped to a 5 was literally Dr. Doom said he got a thong on. I'm like, oh shit. He's like, I gotta go.
It's like, take the necklace.
Right, take it.
I'm out.
It reminded me of the SpongeBob, like, there's my ride.
Right.
Bubble bass. There's my ride. I gotta go.
So then we run into episode 18, which is called Mysterious Mayhem at Mutant High. Mm-hmm. This was Ralph's favorite. It's the closest he can get to X-Men Evolution.
Yeah!
I don't know if this is actually his favorite.
Hey,
but
watch this shit.
I'm just talking shit.
Yeah, he talking shit, but I'm watching. I'm gonna be
so.
He gonna give the highest. I'm gonna do 1,000 out of 10. Let's go.
The Ringmaster goes to Doom and says he has a new way to get fractals. It's using a dowsing rod. And Wolverine is told that he has to go back to school to get his diploma because he can't be on the team unless he's got his diploma.
I'm sorry.
So
and that shit was
Iron Man sends Reptile with him
because he gotta get his shit too.
To Xavier School. Actually, he was just there because he wanted to meet the X-Men.
Oh no, he wasn't getting shit too. Oh my god.
So at the school, Ringmaster shows up, starts hypnotizing people.
First of all, Ringmaster, hello. No, I forgot. Like y'all forgot about that motherfucker being back.
Right. Reptile tries to tell Wolverine repeatedly, but Wolvie won't listen because the X-Men are his friends, and he has absolute trust in the X-Men. Well, by the end of the episode, everyone is hypnotized except for Reptile, who shines a wall with cleaning supplies and tricks Ringmaster basically into hypnotizing himself.
Of course.
Wolverine and Storm end up graduating. Storm was in there because her cross-seas credits didn't count, which she was over in Wakanda.
Wakanda. Let's say Africa, Wakanda. Yes.
With her hubby.
Yep.
And then... Now, here's what I say. It was originally going to be a 5 out of 10. I boosted it up to a 6 out of 10 for one specific reason.
Okay.
I gave bonus points for Jean Grey being the Phoenix version of Jean Grey.
Right. I would say, you saw that, right?
During her cheer, she goes on to say how dumb the name Marvel Girl is.
Right.
Which is what she's called in the comics where we're at right now.
Like, she's been called that, I guess, until for the first time until they change it. But, yeah. She's like,
so
I hate being Marvel Girl. Like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. A lot of
she's like, don't call me Marvel Girl.
Right, don't call her that. And then, of course,
she's like, you can call me Phoenix or you can call me Jean.
But don't call me Marvel Girl. Then, like I said, of course, the Ringmaster, he came back because, he was in the Super Squad for a little bit. And he's doing what he does best.
Hypnotizing people.
Look into my eyes.
Being the most boring villain in fucking Marvel
I
history.
give that bitch an 8 out of 10. You already knew I was going to give it an 8 out of 10, man. First of all, Wolverine, you got to go back to school. I'm like, like, what happened?
Could you imagine being an adult in your like 60s, right? Having to go back to school?
Oh my god! Like, what the fuck was that, bro? It just caught off guard. It caught me off guard. I was like, hey, I think I was working with my neighbors that day. He's like, you gotta go back to school. Damn.
Right.
I gave 8 out of 10. That's all I had to, bro. It's funny.
So episode 19 is called Election of Evil. So election of time is upon us in Superhero City, but no one is going up against the mayor, so he's pretty much a shoo-in to win. Right. That is until Egghead throws his name into the ballot.
Hey,
he also uses this weird noise thing to make people like him. It boosts his charisma for people, so they actually naturally like him. So it's not like a hypnotization or anything like that. It's, I don't know. Anyways, Cap and Miss Marvel fall under his spell.
Right.
Egghead returns to Doom and states that the plan is in motion, then finds out that his sound doesn't work on Doom in the worst way possible because Doom fucks him up.
Right, but he wanted to get... Yeah,
he tried it. And he's all like, Doom, you like me now so much that you're going to give me the throne. And Doom doesn't say a word. He lifts up his finger and blasts him. And he's like, don't you ever...
Bro.
I was like,
that was the most fiercest blast ever. I want to see that in the MCU. Just boom. Like, you were going that way.
So, Egghead then ends up on the helicarrier and convinces the other heroes to like him except for Wolverine, who is the only one that it doesn't actually work on.
Come on now.
Egghead wins the election and appoints MODOK and Abomination as his people to uphold the law.
Right.
They start to give all the heroes tickets for littering, which is leaving bad guys on the ground after they're defeated. Fire hazard, because Human Torch is flaming on, among other things that, you can give heroes tickets for.
It's some funny shit,
I think they gave tickets to Iron Man for noise pollution or some shit like that.
Noise pollution? I was like, wait, that's a thing?
Oh, yeah. So, pollution. Wolverine and the X-Mayor end up visiting Doctor Strange, who really can't do much to help.
No. This is one time I think Doctor Strange will do shit.
We do get a reference because the mayor wants to get special powers so that he can help Wolverine fight against them.
Right.
And Doctor Strange brings up a moment where he talks about a bear. He could get a bear or a werewolf to bite him, and he would become a werewolf.
Right.
And he's like, no, but isn't there a story somewhere about a teenager getting bit by something radioactive? And Wolverine looks at him and goes, nah, that's made up. So this is a joke in reference to Spider-Man not being allowed on the show, because at the time,
right,
Sony were being a bunch of dicks. So they wouldn't let Spider-Man in this show.
Yeah, I forgot.
And that's not the only Spider-Man reference we get.
No, I was like, because when I was looking, and I didn't realize that, I was like, wait. And I should have known what year this was at the time. I was like, wait, where's Spider-Man at in this shit? I said, oh, wait, they're still doing Amazing Spider-Man 2. Never mind.
Right. So later, Iron Man gives the ex-mayor his Iron Man Mach 1 suit,
right,
which he doesn't know what he's going to go use it for. They just asked if they could borrow it. Because Iron Man, again, is actually kind of teamed up with Egghead at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Wolverine and Mayor take off and end up destroying some new buildings that Egghead had named after himself. Egghead calls upon all the other heroes to come and stop them, and then runs himself.
Oh, he's out.
A bit later, Wolverine sneaks into Egghead's office and destroys the tie that he found out was causing the people to like him. He's defeated and our heroes are back to normal. The mayor now has to sign a bunch of papers to clear the new rules Egghead had made. And we also get from the mayor, with great responsibility comes great power line. And he goes, and vice versa, because usually it's actually said great power comes great responsibility. Which is obviously the other nod to Spider-Man.
I could just let this person just in there. I wouldn't mind.
This episode specifically would have been the lowest rated episode for me.
Oh, yeah.
Originally, it was very boring.
Yeah, I gave it like a 4.
Only reason it ended up getting a 5 from me were the Spider-Man references. Like, if you're going to throw some Spider-Man references in there, I got to give it some props. But other than that, very boring episode.
Egghead, I didn't care. Egghead was boring compared to the Ringmaster. I mean, it's fucked up because, we look at the comics, we're like, we're getting tired of hypnotizing.
Well,
but then it's this was on point.
The thing I like about Eggman in the comics, or Egghead, not Eggman. Eggman is Dr. Robotnik. The thing I like about Egghead in the comics is he's known for stealing Ant-Man's tech and changing it to try and fight back against Ant-Man. Which is really cool a lot of the times when he does it. I mean, he's still got some pretty average to boring comics usually that he's in.
Right.
But in the comics, Ringmaster, I just don't care.
And then
at all.
Up. And then they blinded him. Or was that the Wizard? One of them motherfuckers they blinded. Because he went supernova and just now he's like he can't see shit no more.
Right.
But yeah.
But yeah, so I gave this episode a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I gave it a 4. I didn't care. It was one, like I said, it was an episode like it was last week. I was like, oh, it's one of these episodes.
And then on to the episode that I had watched today.
Right.
Was episode 20. This is called Oh Brother.
Oh Brother.
Loki convinces Doom that taking Asgard is the best way to defeat Earth because he could use Asgard's forces against Earth. Meanwhile, our heroes are playing a game of something. And Reptile and Falcon aren't really getting along. They're becoming kind of too competitive with each other. Iron Man sees that, and the thing is, they were on the same team. And
right.
Reptile was open. Falcon wouldn't pass the ball.
Falcon said, "Fuck you, bro."
Falcon is basically, Allen Iverson.
I was gonna say LeBron James. He just want to ball hog that shit. He's like, "Yo, you're not. Yo, I'm LeBron. Y'all the Funky Bunch." Like, goddamn, the Funky Bunch.
Iron Man's out flying around, sees that no one is at the villain base, and it's a good time to sneak in and try and steal back the fractals that Doom has actually gathered. And he calls the superhero squad. So they show up, and a barrier surrounds the compound,
right.
And Hulk and Iron Man get into a contest of who could do the most damage to the barrier. Sif shows up to tell Thor that Asgard is under attack by frost giants, and takes Thor and everyone else except Iron Man, Hulk, and Silver Surfer. In Asgard, our heroes fight against frost giants and Doom's lackeys, because Doom's lackeys were with them. Back on Earth, though, eventually Hulk, Iron Man, and Surfer get into the base. And then back on Asgard,
Wolverine bouncing back and forth.
Right, weird. Wolverine gets shot with an arrow and turns into an actual Wolverine. The actual animal.
Which that was interesting.
And starts fucking Sabretooth up, which is hilarious, by the way.
Beat the shit out of him.
And eventually, during his fight with Thor, Loki disappears and then reappears behind Wolverine, takes the arrow out of Wolverine's butt, turning Wolvie back into himself. The arrow apparently has a fractal tip, and Loki runs off with it.
Right.
MODOK basically calls, and Doom already knows that they had failed, and Loki had betrayed them. And MODOK was like, how do you know? And Doom was like, comes with the territory. I'm used to it by now.
Right. He's just that smart to know that, man.
And our heroes show up in Doom's base. It was, again, Iron Man, Hulk, and Silver Surfer. Yep. They show up in the room that is actually a teleportation chamber, and Doom sends the three of them to where Loki is actually currently at. Silver Surfer takes the fractal into a jar, and then Hulk beats the shit out of Loki. I love that Hulk is always the one that beats the shit out of Loki.
Right, puny human, or we say puny god.
Puny god.
Puny god. Like, what type of shit?
I still only gave this episode a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, 4 for me. It's one of them two that's just like that. I didn't really care for.
If people are like, and this was better than last week, yes.
What I said better last week, but that's not saying much. That's not saying much because all of them. I think I gave threes in there. At least I am giving 4s, 5s, and 6s.
Right.
Other ones I'm like, yo, this is about. It's there. It
exists.
Hopefully it's better next week.
The good news is we got the last 6 episodes.
Yeah. The bad news is I can pick the worst one next week.
Yeah, Ralph's gonna pick the second season, and I'm gonna choke you.
Oh my god, the second season is like I'm like.
You guys will
we're not done with this shit, bro.
You guys will see me Liu Kang bicycle kick out of the chair.
I will put it out there on camera and be like, hey, guess what? I pulled the second season, and Nick's face is going to be like, well, I've been meaning to chose violence. I'm going to just do some Liu Kang, just like, we're not done, bro. Season 2, that shit. Let's go.
Well, and like I said, the good news is the first season's done. We're halfway through the entirety of the series. Well, the first season's almost done. Right. We'll be halfway through the entire series because it's only 2 seasons with 26 episodes per season.
Which
right?
That's crazy. You got picked up for a second season.
If that's what we get, it's what we get. It just means we get to fly through that before Moon Knight comes out.
Yeah.
And then we jump right into Moon Knight.
Right.
I'm trying to look at positives here.
Because there's nothing positive.
This show could be so much better.
It could have been. Some of the jokes were hitting, and then, like, they're starting to go downhill. And, like, you can see this is why people gave it bad reviews. Because it's starting to go downhill. And then it's like they're trying to still connect the somewhat of continuity in this show, bro. Because there's still continuity in this show, man.
Here's the problem they're running into. For this type of show, they're not finding a good balance.
Nope.
And it's so in the beginning, like the first few episodes that I watched, I actually thoroughly enjoyed. I was giving them 6s and 7s. I was like, "This is funny."
I think I told you. I said, "Just wait, man."
But then the humor starts to die out, and I think it's because they try to overload the jokes, and then it almost feels like halfway through the season with like these episodes now, they've kind of pulled back on the jokes, and they're trying to tell more of a story.
As I said, continuity,
which is fine. The stories in and of themselves aren't bad. But now there's like no real jokes. So you've taken all the humor out of it, and so I'm like, what do you like? This cartoon needs to find its identity,
and it never.
And it's having a hard time doing.
It never really did though, and I'm shocked that it got. And you know what? Probably you gotta remember that that's during the time they were like toys, because remember there was a video game about this shit too.
Right.
So it's like toys, video games. That's why I got picked for a second season for that shit.
I am so tired of hearing Iron Man use the term such and such factor. Right. Oh yeah, we need everybody with animal factor to be here. So Wolverine, Falcon.
Right.
Shut the fuck up.
Right. I'm not talking. Iron Man, they made him more like.
They made him the leader and then made him annoying.
Yeah. They made him annoying. He wasn't like what we saw Earth Mightiest Heroes, where it's like, well, we do things on our terms. Like, that's not the same guy that we saw literally when Ultron was attacking. He dove his ass in that hell carrier. He said, "Hey, yo, tell your boys to back off, or I'm about to blast all of them.
I'm fucking everybody up."
Right. Like that wasn't. This is not the Iron Man that we're seeing. Which is fine. I get it. Kids, but see, here's the thing: kids probably don't like this shit either.
No, but that's just it. It's a kid's show that's trying and failing with adult humor. And what I mean by that, again, Dr. Doom wearing an iron thong.
Thor get into almost into it with the Valkyrie. But,
right. So there's like adult jokes here and there. The Falcon flying himself,
right.
The actual Falcon, Red Wing, flying himself into a propeller blade, stuff like that. Stuff that's not really necessarily meant for kids, but that people know adults would be like, hey, that's hilarious.
Right. And if you're not trying to connect with the kids, and it's like,
No, I'm cool with not connecting with kids.
It's a kid's show though. It's supposed to connect with kids.
Yeah, fuck that.
But that's why I got the bad reviews, because if you just got some adult humor and it's not connected with kids, then where are we at with this shit? It's just here.
And that's the next thing too. I feel like MODOK, the show that was on Hulu, did this but did it better. They had all the cameos and the adult humor and fucked up things happening, and actually told an overall story that took the entire season to tell. And
entry self-destruct mode. I want to shoot myself. Entry self-destruct mode. Oh man.
But yeah, so that's where we're at. So next week,
But
guys.
we're almost, like I said, goodness is. I know it sounds. Okay, hold on. I know it sounds like a Debbie Downer, bro. But this show was okay. It's not.
It is watchable as long as you're doing it sparingly.
Sparingly.
Do not binge this show.
Yeah, because you're gonna hate it, and you're gonna probably want to do what Nick did when we saw that horror movie. You stole your hat, mother. Just like this stupid.
Now later this week we will have our comics episode. I don't remember what episode it is. It's like 24, 23 or 24, something like that.
Yeah, we've been just going at hard on this shit.
We actually had a pretty decent lineup of comics.
Yeah, but he gets to pick this time, because see, I had Tales of fucking everything. He has Avengers, X-Men, 2 Tales Suspense, I believe.
Just one.
Just one? That was 2.
There's 2 stories.
Two stories, right. But I'm saying, he had a variety of pick. I'm like, oh, okay. I see, my obvious one was say, hey, Thor MVP. Like, no shit. It was always Thor.
Now there is going to be a caveat to the comic one though, but we'll talk about that on the next video. But yeah, so super excited to hit up the comics one. We get to talk about some good stories, and
yeah, actually not bad. Not bad, bro.
Things are looking up. We'll have Morbius sometime in the next couple months, because fuck my life.
I like how he put his head down for that. On the camera, YouTube, you can tell Nick's expression.
They could postpone it indefinitely, and I wouldn't care.
Right? Can they just postpone it to never? Just like, hey, watch this breaking news. Morbius is canceled. Whoa, it's canceled. Oh no.
I'd feel really, really bad.
Oh no.
For what's his face? The dude that plays Morbius.
What is this dude's name? Shit.
Jared
Leto.
Yeah, Jared Leto. I feel really bad for Jared Leto, because it's like,
he looks like
he loved the Joker role, but nobody really caught on, so he isn't going to be returning for that.
Right.
As a matter of fact, they're bringing Joaquin Phoenix for a Joker too. Like, that's what any of us need.
Right.
And then you'd feel bad because then they'd cancel Morbius, and oh, dude, I'd feel so bad.
Dude, if they cancel Morbius, that would be bad.
He'd be like, I'm done with superheroes. Fuck all of you.
Right. That would be it. He probably would never come back at all to do superhero movies.
I don't know. The MCU could reach out, get him in something.
It's sad though, because he looks like a decent Morbius, but he needs to just go over to the MCU. Just go ahead, get some get an unknown director, do some writing. Boom, we got our person. Have him fight Spider-Man 5 or 6 times, and then boom, we got a crossover. Let's go. Here it's like, I don't know what this is. What are we looking at? I don't know what I'm looking at in this damn trailer.
But yeah, so come back later this week on Thursday, and we will have more comic-y goodness for you guys. So with that being said, we will see you guys either next week or later this week. Thank you all for watching.
You're awesome.
We'll see you all later.
Excelsior.
Excelsior.
Yeah, I didn't forget. Excelsior. Don't watch Morbius.